People tell me I was groomed. I disagree. It's a conversation I've had too many times. My friends, my parents, even strangers on the internet insist I was manipulated. But they don't know what I know. They didn't live it. Let me take you back. I was 15 when I stumbled upon her YouTube channel. I was struggling with anxiety, and for some reason watching people put together outfits soothed me. The way colors and fabrics blended. It was harmony, control, something I lacked in my own life. One particular creator caught my eye. She had this effortless confidence, this radiant presence. I watched every video, followed her socials, and soon I was completely invested. I wanted a reason to talk to her. So I did what any love-struck teenager would. I made an excuse. I was into video edits, so I asked if I could make one for her. She said yes. That one interaction turned into a conversation, then another. Soon we were chatting regularly, moving from Instagram DMs to Messenger. That's when I learned she was 21. I had just turned 16, but I didn't tell her. Not at first. I was terrified she'd stop talking to me, and I wasn't ready to let go. I know what you're thinking. That's a red flag, right? But listen, when I finally told her the truth, she did the right thing. She told me we couldn't be together. She said, "Tell me when you're 18. That should have been the end of it." But we stayed friends. Not because she pushed for it, but because I did. We talked about everything. Music, movies, life. There was never anything inappropriate, nothing suggestive. Just two people who connected. For a year and a half it stayed that way. Then prom came. She lived in Liechtenstein and had never experienced a high school prom. So I told my parents about her. They were weirded out, but they bought her a plane ticket. When I told her, she couldn't believe it. She had to tell her own parents, and after some hesitation, they accepted it too. The moment she stepped off that plane, my heart nearly stopped. What if she was disappointed? What if all the late-night calls, all the inside jokes, all the feelings I had built up meant nothing in person? I didn't have to wonder for long. She hugged me like she was afraid to let go. We went to prom as friends, but inside I was aching for her. She left a few days later, and I counted down the days until I'd see her again. 2 months later, her friends contacted me. They were planning a surprise for her 24th birthday and wanted me to fly to Liechtenstein. I was over the moon. But when I told my parents, everything fell apart. They sat me down and said she was manipulating me, that she was a predator, that she was waiting for me to turn 18 just so she could have her way with me. I was furious. How could they say that? She was the one who put boundaries in place. She was the one who refused to cross the line. If she wanted to take advantage of me, she could have. But she didn't. My friends turned against me too. One even considered calling the police. Another reported it to our teachers. To them, I was a victim. A helpless, naive kid being preyed on by an adult woman. The more I defended her, the more they believed I was brainwashed. I cut them off. I refused to let my parents stop me. Her parents had already bought my ticket. So I packed my bags, looked my parents in the eyes, and told them I loved her. When I arrived in Liechtenstein, her reaction was everything I'd hoped for. She rushed to me, kissed my cheek so hard it stung, and held my hand like she never wanted to let go. For a few perfect days, nothing else mattered. Back in Canada, I finally convinced my parents to listen. To actually listen. I showed them our messages, every conversation, every interaction. Nothing sexual, nothing manipulative, just care, patience, and understanding. They still didn't fully get it, but they started to trust me. The year passed and we both graduated. Her from university, me from high school. We couldn't attend each other's ceremonies, but we FaceTimed through it. And then, finally, my 18th birthday arrived. The day I could finally call her my girlfriend. The friends who had cut me off reached out again, apologizing. I didn't hold a grudge. They were trying to protect me even if they were wrong. That night, I had a small birthday dinner at a local pizzeria, and of course, she flew in to be there. When I saw her again, I realized how much I had missed her eyes. Later that night, we sat on the swings in the park across from my old school. We talked about the future. I told her I wanted to move to England, something I had dreamed about since I was 12. She understood. She wanted to leave her country too. And then we had the conversation. Should we date? I asked. She smiled. Yes. And just like that, we were finally together. No more waiting, no more wondering. We kissed, giggling as we rolled in the grass like lovesick teenagers, and for the first time in years I felt free. Now I'm 20. She's 26. We eloped in Liechtenstein and moved to Edinburgh. Some of my old friends were furious when they found out, but I don't care. I blocked them. People still whisper, still insist I was groomed. But I know the truth. She was my friend first, and my girlfriend when it was finally right. So tell me, am I really the only one who sees it this way?